Hello everyone and welcome back to Life Tools. Today let's delve into watercolor painting. As such, any medium of painting is challenging. But when we talk about transparencies and watercolor, then we have got to be sure about the type of paper we are using, the colors we're using, the brushes we are using, and the brand of colors that we can use if we are into a practice mode or we are into a serious commission work. So first of all, we have to determine whether we are going into a plein air painting or it is just a composition from out of our imagination. So we have got to make sure that we lay the elements of our landscape or whatever we are making in proper places on the paper. Because it's always better that we use a pencil and draw certain things than to go in for direct painting. Because there's a great cliche because they say everyone wants to paint, but no one wants to draw. But it's very important. But it's very important to draw the things and make sure what our composition is. Then, of course, we'll come back to fixing the paper, whether we have the masking tape or something else. And after having done so, after having laid the elements, main elements in the composition, we'll go in for the sky if we are doing the landscape. So after wetting the sky, we'll lay maybe a shade or two and then try to mix them on paper itself. Then according to the composition, we'll make sure what is the direction of sunlight, because that will determine our shadows, the tones of objects in our landscape, the trees we have, if we have a house. Just in this particular case I am drawing right now, the shadows of windows, or maybe the roof of the cottage or the hut I am making. It will all be determined by the sunlight, the direction of sunlight. So in present case, it is coming from left side, left top, and that is going to determine the type of shadows we are going to make about the objects. So best thing is to know how to bring out the things in the best way. Like the paints we have in the tubes or the pans, these colors are not the colors exactly the way we see in nature. Because if we go into a countryside, then try to watch mountains, then trees, I don't think the blue color is the same blue color which is in the tube. I don't think the grass is as green as it's in the tube. So we got to make a certain mixing in the palette or on the paper itself to look it as close to nature as possible. Like if we talk about grass and looking from a distance, we won't be able to see every blade of grass. Like we won't be able to see every leaf in the foliage. So what we do is we take the whole amount of foliage and try to decipher where the shadows are. If it's a plein air painting, then we don't need to care, because we'll be guided by the objects in front of our eyes. But just in case, if it's a imagination, like in this present painting, the way I'm drawing, uh, uh, I have to make sure that I bring out the objects in the real fashion, as close as to nature. If it's a brick wall, if it's a muddy mud wall made of mud bricks, then it has got to be like that. And then, of course, we have to make sure that the shadows are placed right in place and the mixing is done properly. And as we know about it, in watercolor painting, uh, water is the key, and we are always helped out by gravity. Water finds its way, it mixes up well, it bleeds into other colors. So we have to make sure while we paint, we maintain an angle of, say, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, or even 40, 45 degrees as per the requirement, so that the color bleeds well, it flows into the direction in which we want to color to flow. Now, in the present case, also, as we are seeing, there is a hut, there is a small house. It is in one place. Now, the left side of the composition seemed to be a little empty. So what I did is, since it's the autumn time, I placed two bare earth, and we have always to make sure not to overdo the um, pigment in such a painting, because we never see blood red colors in nature. We don't see uh, lush green if it's until it's not uh, springtime, and if unless we are not very close uh, to the grass and the plants. We always see flowers, the petals of flowers, the petals of roses very closely, and we see